Today is Thursday, and I am here in my studio, my messy studio. You get to see my studio in its full glory. I have been working on some new books. And I got Paul in the background cheering me on. Okay, so welcome. My name is Peter H. Reynolds, as in Hamilton, based on the hit Broadway musical. And I wish I was giving out tickets to the show as a prize, but there are no Broadway shows. What a crazy time! What a crazy time! But you know what? During crazy times, it's really good for good people to get together, gather together, and share some positivity and light and happiness. And I have books to share with you. And how awesome are books, right? Because we may be trapped inside, but a book can take you anywhere. You can travel through time. You can travel to distant lands. So after this broadcast is over, you can pick up a book and be transported anywhere you want. And while travel is a little challenged right now, we can travel right through books. So I see messages coming in, and I promise I will read them all afterwards. It's fun for me to know who has joined us, and definitely let us know where you are from. It's just really lovely to see who's tuning in and how technology can connect the dots, right? So we are connecting the dots today. By the way, before I get going, and today's book is Say Something, which is the sequel-ish to The Word Collector. Have you read The Word Collector? That's a story about Jerome, a boy who loves words. And I wanted to share my love of words in that book. In this story, I wanted my readers to be inspired to use their words or their talents, their time, their energy, to take what's inside here or inside here and share it with the world. And some of us are good with words. Some people are better at singing. Some people can share what they believe and what they're thinking through with their artwork. And sometimes it's just by showing up, right? In fact, during these times, think about somebody who might not, might be alone, might be lonely. You can reach out and remind them that they are loved. So there are lots and lots of ways to say something. Before I get going, I wanted to say thank you. I got something in the mail today. I haven't opened it up yet, but it says thank you very much, and there's a little note, and I think there's a little hint as to what might be in it. It's from Harry and David in Medford, Oregon, which I was just in Oregon, and it's from Scholastic, and they said, thank you for being a trooper about the changes to your tour, your Scholastic family. As you guys probably know, I just got back from 2 weeks tour across the country, and I spoke to over 6,000 children and teachers. I went to libraries. I took 7 airplanes. My Seattle assemblies were canceled toward the end of the tour. That's just when things started to sort of they came unraveled toward the end. So we had to do a lot of fancy footwork. I finally got to Portland, Oregon, and we did a modified visit. I visited many classrooms, small groups, because we couldn't meet in a big group. So I think I did 22 presentations in one day. So Scholastic wanted to say thank you. So let's see what Scholastic sent me. By the way, it's Scholastic's 100th birthday. Can you imagine? 100th birthday. And it's my mom's 95th birthday. It was this past week. And we're going to be celebrating with her. Hey, do you know what would be fun? For me to do a broadcast with my mom. Would you like to meet Hazel Reynolds? She's 95 years old. She says she feels like 17, which I believe. Well, this knot is very well knotted. So here we go. I know unboxing videos are kind of popular, and I know why, because everyone's wondering what could be in here. Oh, I'm saying hello, Alessandra. I'm seeing somebody. Oh, lots of names going by. Again, I will catch up with all of those. They're streaming by quickly. Oh, wow, check this out. Very good when you're self-quarantined. By the way, this is my 5th day of self-quarantine. After speaking with all those people and traveling on airplanes, I decided to self-quarantine in an abundance of caution. Look at this. I have a sausage. Summer sausage. Well, that's pretty cool. By the way, happy spring. Today is spring. It's pretty awesome. And I got some crackers. And what's good with crackers? Cheese, cheddar cheese. I'm going to share this all with you guys virtually. And some kind of little tasty treat. And I've also got a brownie or something like that with chocolate. That looks good. And a little honey hot mustard. Pretty awesome. All right. Thank you, Scholastic. You brought some fun and light into my day. Good fuel. I'm going to be needing some fuel because I'm working on some new books right now. But I'm taking a break to finally read, right? You guys are like, when is he ever going to read Say Something? I was also waiting for people to gather together. But I'm going to read Say Something. So, Say Something, and these are called the end pages. And it's funny because it's the beginning of the book. Don't you think they should be called the beginning pages? But I guess there are some at the end too. So, but the end pages, I wanted to show some examples of things that people can say to make things a better word. I'm a little bit biased. I like positive words, right? Like peace and listen and learn and thank you and let's right the wrong and keep going, never stop, stay strong. These messages are especially useful during this time. And so hopefully this book will inspire you to be brave. I dedicated this book to Emma Gonzalez and all the people who are brave enough to say something, to move the world to a better place, inspiring others to do the same. And you might remember Emma Gonzalez, a very brave high school student who survived a tragedy, and she spoke up and said, we've got to make this world a more peaceful place. So I dedicated that book to her. So Say Something, published by Orchard Books, which is a division, an imprint of Scholastic. And by the way, permission granted. Thank you to Pippin Properties and Scholastic Inc. for allowing me to share the story. And they've kind of lifted the permissions rules during this time, so I can share the story with you. I'm going to have to take this video down when the kids are back in school, but for now, we're going to dive into the book. The world needs your voice. Mine? Yes, yours. Go ahead. It doesn't need to be perfect as long as it's from your heart. And you don't have to be loud, right? Powerful words can be a whisper. You could say something in so many ways, with words, with action, with creativity. If you see an empty canvas, say something with your brush. Of course, that's something that I love. When I see an empty page, I get excited. I can't wait to grab the marker and get going. I'm trying to turn the page without licking my fingers, right? We all have to be careful about that and wash our hands. All right. If you see an empty lot, you could say something, right? By planting a seed and watching it bloom. And by the way, this page is for my brother, Paul, because my brother, Paul, twin brother, he's my big brother, 14 minutes older. He's really, really good at gardening. Actually, also my brother Andrew is. He lives in Cape Cod. Both Andy and Paul have the green thumb. Me, not so much, but at least I know someone with a green thumb. So, by the way, there's another little, like a little hidden something in this, on this page. Do you see the blue bunny? You see that little blue bunny? Where is he? It's hard to do this backwards. So there's a little blue bunny, and do you see that what he's planted? He's planted, let's see if I may move it this way. He planted carrots, the blue bunny. And why is he blue? Well, check this shirt out. This is an old vintage shirt. This is almost 20 years old. I have a bookstore called The Blue Bunny Bookstore in Dedham Square in my hometown. And unfortunately, we're closed. But you can take a peek at it on the.central.com. The.central.com, and you can see a little peek into our world. And a big shout out to independent bookstores out there. We want you to keep going and support them in any way you can. So back to our story. If you see someone being hurt, say something by being brave. Hey, stop. Let that kid go. Hey kid, come with me. We're gonna hang out together. Maybe we could do some drawing together. And maybe we could get that bully to stop being a bully. He's probably got something on his mind. We can help him out. If you see something beautiful, you could say something with a poem. And he's writing his little poem, and I wrote a little poem. Painted meadow splashed with rainbows. If you have a brilliant idea, you could say something with confidence. Eureka! By the way, do you know what eureka means? I'm not going to tell you. You have to research that, all right? It's a Greek word, and maybe somebody there already knows it. But it's always good to ask questions. You know, when you're reading a book, ask questions, dig in deeper. You can activate the book and learn new words, and maybe it will inspire you with your brilliant ideas. If you want to show the world who you are, say something with confidence. I'm sorry, with style. I actually have to read the book, right? Say something with style. Ta-da! And there she is, saying something with style. And by the way, she's got a shirt, right? Your shirt is a billboard. And sometimes we have things, you know, like your favorite team, but you can also share what you believe. And I know I've seen a lot of great Say Something shirts out there that say, you know, dream big, a reader is a leader. And in this case, I drew a peace sign with a little flower. So it's sort of believing that we can all be responsible for making peace, growing peace. And there's also a little button. I don't know if you can see this little detail, but a lot of people miss this. She's wearing a button, and that button says push forward. And there's a wonderful educator in New York City, I believe, and of course now I'm forgetting her name. Paul and I met her in California, and she has this terrific video called Push Forward. And maybe Paul, you could do a little research and remind me who that amazing educator is. So I did a little nod to her and her great work. A very, very inspirational classroom teacher. And by the way, thank you to all the teachers out there for inspiring the troops on a daily basis. It's hard work. I appreciate what you do. If you are angry, say something to help people understand. You made me feel invisible, and that really hurt. I'm really sorry. I didn't see you there, and you know, hey, do you want to hang out with me? We'll go make a comic book or something. When you're reading a book, you can always add words. You have permission to add words. I've kind of put the cake down, right, and you put the frosting on. So your extra comments are the frosting on a cake. So when you read a book aloud, add your own little twist to it, right? You might have your own way to say something, or you might imagine, what happens in that scene, after, maybe even the next day. If you see an injustice, say something peacefully. Inspire others to do the same. So this boy is holding a sign, and it says, "No more hurting people. Peace." And then you see all the kids creating these messages of peace and love. And I wanted to show that there's so many ways to do that. And this, I just want to point this out, that this was inspired by a little boy in Boston who some of you may know. And I'm trying to remember the name of the organization that, the Martin Richard Foundation, right? So Martin Richard was a little boy in Boston who, he's inspiring people with his message of peace. So that was a little nod to him. Sometimes you'll say something and nobody will be listening. But keep saying what is in your heart, and you will find someone who listens. Even if it's just one little bird. One little bird. Keep saying it, and you may be surprised to find the whole world listening. One of your other challenges is, if you could count up all of these birds. I've never done that before. How many birds are there? I'm kind of just kidding, but it actually would be interesting to know. If you are grateful for being alive, this is kind of very apropos for now. If you are grateful for being alive, quietly say something to the stars, to the universe. Some people find it easier to say something, but everybody has something to say. And there are these little word balloons. I hope, I believe, I wish, together we can. I'm ready to change the world. I imagine. Join us. There's an animated film version that my studio, Fablevision Studios, just finished. It was a collaboration with Scholastic Weston Woods, and the film is just done, and the music is really lovely. Sarah Hart created the music, and she actually saw these balloons and said, "Hey, I could turn that into a song." And it's a beautiful, beautiful song. So if you get a chance to see the film, it's beautiful, beautiful music. And so thank you, Sarah, for saying something with music. You guys can help me with this, all right? So everybody out there, you can help me. When I point to you, you can say something, okay? So when you're ready, say something. I have a little message at the end of the book, and I wanted to leave you with this today. Your voice can heal, right? Your voice can inspire, heal, and transform. Your voice can change the world. Are you ready to say something? And if it's a library book, don't write in it. If you have your own copy of the book, I've actually left you space, and you can actually write your say something. But if you want, you can just grab a piece of paper, and let's see, where's my paper? I've got paper here. Oh yeah. It's a big pad of paper. I love paper, by the way. Can you see all my journals here? Those are not all of them. I have loads of journals. I love, love, love paper. Places to write things. And so if you want at home, you can, well, there are two things you could do, right? A little say something activity, right? You could create a bubble, right? A speech bubble. And then you can write what you're thinking in here, maybe how you're going to change the world, what you believe, what you hope. And it actually would be fun to see what you come up with, and just take a snapshot and then maybe add it to this post. And I'm gonna, let's see, do I have a thicker marker here somewhere? You would think I would. Oh yeah, here's something a bit juicier, right? You could also, you could create like a little sign, a little placard. And you can create, right? It's, some people call them protest signs, but it's really, I think of them as activist signs, right? Activating an idea. And so I'm going to just add a little something. So some of you know what that sign is, but it's kind of fun to ask kids, because some kids don't know, they haven't seen that sign before. And that is, of course, a peace sign. So I'm going to add a little bird up here. So I've got my little bird. He's saying something. He's singing something. And by the way, speaking of singing, did you guys hear Bono's song today? Check it out on YouTube. Bono from YouTube, he wrote this beautiful song. He got inspired by what's going on, and he decided to say something. And he sat at his piano, and 1 hour later, he recorded himself singing at the piano. And the lyrics that I think are really moving are, "Let your love be known." Let your love be known. And in this song, he's saying that in this time when we're having to be distant, right, socially distant, that we can still let our love be known, and whether that's through song or art, reaching out to people by telephone or letter. There are lots of ways for us to let our love be known. So I hope that you'll take a listen to that. It's lovely. There's so many wonderful people doing good things right now. I think that there's almost a rebirth of humanity, that people are connecting and taking care of each other, and we're really trying to get back to what is the most important things, which is human connectivity. Kind of cool that technology, though, is allowing us to connect the dots. So that's it for today, guys. I want to say thank you, everybody, for joining. If you joined in late, I'm going to post this so you can watch it at your leisure. Make yourself a cup of tea. I've got my tea. It's a bit cold right now, but I'll be making some more. And maybe tomorrow, do you see that book up there? Be You? Maybe I'll read Be You tomorrow. I've got a bunch of books out, and I've got also my friends' books too, so I'll be reading some of those too. And I'll do a bit more drawing if you'd like. Would you like a drawing lesson tomorrow? And I have an animation program. I don't know if you know that, but I have a company called Fable Vision Learning, and we make creativity tools, and we have this new web-based animation program called Animation-ish. And maybe I'll show you. Would you like an animation lesson? Yeah? All right. Well, maybe I'll give you an animation lesson. I love animating. So everybody, it was really, really fun hanging out with you guys. Thank you, Frank and Christina and Allison and Bill and Hoppy and Gabriella and Marcia and Justina and all the people who have joined us today. Thank you all. Have a creative afternoon. Use your talents and energy to make this world a better place. We sure need it. So splash. And if you want to share what you've created, your Say Somethings, maybe your Say Something shirt, maybe you got your favorite Say Something shirt, take a snapshot of that and add it to this post, and you'll be inspiring others too. In fact, read through everybody's comments, because I've been trying to pay attention, and I wasn't able to read all the comments, but I've seen some of them, and they're lovely and inspirational. So, all right, that's it, guys. I'm going to sign out for now. Wishing everybody well, stay safe, wash those hands, and take care of each other. I love you all. Sending you loads and loads of love from my studio here in Dedham, Massachusetts. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, right? Same bat channel, and noon Eastern Standard Time. And until then, be well. I love you.